Lazy again, and this is the video tutorial to program the 99999-101 Rev 2 part. And we're going to start off with planning. If we look at our drawing, the challenge on this part is not so much the modeling, it's the setup. So the purpose of this is for you to go through a 3 setup part and make sure you're holding the tolerances to the datums. We're also going to be learning how geometric tolerancing works with the position tolerance on the holes and the basic dimensions. So that will be part of the inspection, part of this project. Now the datums, you want to hold the part in a way that you're keeping track of the datums as the drawing is laid out. So for example, this A with the symbol here is the back of the part. That's the primary datum. The secondary datum is B, which is the top of the part, and then datum C is the left side edge. All the dimensions radiate from those datums. That is what we need to reference with our work stops and our fixed jaw on the vise. And it's important that we keep track of like this set of holes on the bottom and all the holes in the pocket in the front view all come, or dimension all from this left side. So we want to keep, and we also have a plus or minus 2 tolerance from the back. So we want to make sure that face stays against the fixed side of the jaw when we're cutting the slot. Now the slot is only tight tolerance in one direction. It doesn't matter right to left. So when we're flipping this, it's less important which side datum C is touching. But it is critical for the whole pattern. So I would suggest that we have a tight tolerance here. We'd have the slot. It doesn't matter which edge at this point touches the stop. I suggest we do that first. Then we do the set of holes, and then we come back and cut all the features on the face and the steps. And the reason to do the steps last is for the end ops, it makes clamping on this simpler. It will have a full block of material there until the very end. All right. And to maintain the tight tolerance with this wall of the slot and the back of the part, which is 2/1000ths, I suggest we do that first gingerly. It doesn't have any references in the other axis, so at that stage of the part, this is datum C, this is datum B, and the back is datum A. So we try to control as much as we can with those going against fixture surfaces. So the back for the first operation would be against the fixed jaw of the vise. You would use a vise stop on the left so that after this is machined, you can just keep rolling the part. So, and then we would then flip the part this way. A will be facing the movable jaw, but the tolerance that is afforded for these 2 holes to this back wall is a position of 20,000, so it's fairly loose. We should be able to hold that provided the blank was cut to tolerance. And then we'll lay it down like this to do the final operations. And that way all the datums are as shown in the drawing. We have some considerations to make. We're going to be drilling these different hole patterns, and we're going to select a drill bit that can do them all and then come back with reamers specifically for the close tolerance holes. And so part of this tutorial will be building those tools up. Alright, well, let's get started. Since we've planned this out, let's go ahead and import our vise. Okay, now we're going to set up our vise operations in the order in which we discussed keeping track of our datums. So in our first operation, we're going to do the top side of this part. First, we're going to bring in our latest version of the vise, maybe a different version of what I have displayed in the video, but we're going to go with the 1/8 parallels. The reason we're doing that is we want to try to use the same setup that we use for each of the operations. We're going to move our vise so that we can see the part, and it's actually roughly in the orientation we want for the first operation. We want to be able to cut the end of the piece and cut this slot. Right to left at this point, the blank doesn't really matter in tolerance, and these features won't have been cut yet, so it's a nice flat surface to be clamping against. Okay, so what we're going to do is we chose the 1/8 parallels. That should give us enough room to hold on to this and not hit anything on the vices. And but we do want to offset to one side for the vise stop, so you just make sure that we're not hitting anything with our cutters. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hit OK, and on this first instance, you see how there's a little anchor symbol here? That means grounded. It's grounded to the parent. We're going to unground this first vise from the parent, and that will allow us to do an assembly joint. And we're going to select the top surface of the parallel, and then we're going to pick the corresponding corner on the bottom of our model of our part. Okay, and don't be alarmed about this preview thing. It moves part of the assembly to show you where it's going to be. And to do this offset I was talking about, we're going to put in a 0.5 offset, and I always get this wrong. I always have to try negative then positive. Depends on the order in which you select things. But we want to go, in this instance, -1/2 inch. If you get a different result, make yours positive. And this will allow us to set our vise stop without the 1/2 inch end mill on the last op hitting things. Alright, we're going to hit OK. And then we need to set the vise width to the width of our part, which is 0.75. Okay, now if we went back to our drawing, we've cut this, but now we have a tight tolerance to the back, and we've now established that this side has to be datum C. And that's important to the hole pattern on the opposite side. So it matters how we flip this part. We have a dilemma. We try to keep everything against the fixed jaw of the vise as much as possible, but in this instance, we're going to sacrifice the tolerance in the y-axis and flip the part so that this face here is facing the fixed jaw for this next operation. Reason being, on our drawing, we have more tolerance in X for the hole pattern that we're going to establish on the other side. And then when we lay this down flat, this left side is going to remain against the stop. So for all machining operations, we need this left side that I have highlighted to remain up against the vise stop. So let's hide this instance of the vise, and we're going to bring in another instance, and we're going to use the same parallel heights. That way we're consistent and not having to change the parallels out, and can keep the same 0 for all three of these operations. Okay, so I'm going to move my vise out of the way so I can see it. And if I'm trying to keep this on the left hand side, that means I need to rotate my vise such that I'm holding on to, we're trying to go 180 degrees. I'm in a little trouble with my mouse here. So in my instance, hope if I zoom out a little bit. Okay, there's my -80. And if I were to rotate my view so that I'm looking at the vise in the orientation to be in the machine, it should look like this. And you know, position things so that visually it's getting closer, so that when you do the joint, it's not as dramatic of a move. Okay, looks like I need to go this way a little bit, and then down. All right. So now we're going to do a joint on this. We go to Assemble. We're going to go to Joint. We're going to pick up on our same corner on the parallel, and then on our workpiece, we're going to get this corner here. All right, so it looks like I need to go positive a ½ inch in this instance. Nope. Negative 0.5. Okay. And it offsets our workpiece in. And then we need to set the width of our vise at 0.75. Okay, so there's op2. We've kept this face on the left-hand side of our vise in orientation. All right, so now we're going to do the laydown op. So we're going to lay it down in its last operation. Datum A is going to be laying flat like this. We still have datum C on the left. And we're going to bring in our vise. And again, we're going to go with parallels. And it was, we're going to need to rotate this 90. Let's move it down. We're going to hit OK. We're going to go to Assembly. We're going to make another joint. Just going to repeat history here. Make sure that the disc is laying flat, like I have shown. Okay, then we've got our orientation there. And we're going to move it in the axis I have highlighted, and I believe it should be 0.5. Nope, negative 0.5 again. So I struck out each time. 50-50 chance. And then we'll select OK. Alright, so the whole purpose of using the 1 1/8" parallel is so that in this operation we have clearance everywhere. Okay, and then we need to close the jaw. It's going to be 1.9. Alright, so now we have all three of our vise setups, exactly how the drawing shows the datums needing to be referenced. Okay, so now we're going to continue with the project in the next step. Okay, so that's the setup. We're ready to start machining. That way we don't have to keep coming back and forth between the design mode and machining mode. Let's set up for op1. So we're going to make the first vise instance visible and make the other ones invisible. If the joints are showing like what you see here, go down to the display settings. Go to object visibility and unselect joints. At this point we don't need to see them. They'll just confuse us in the setup documentation. If your session's already set up to ignore those, don't worry about it. Okay, so now we're going to go to Manufacture tab. And I'm not sure where this import CAD data error is coming. It has something to do with the vise. We're going to say no. Okay. Now we're going to do our setup. So we're going to have 3 setups. So let's go to New Setup. And we obviously need to assign what the model is. So what our model is going to be we're going to open models, the part, bodies, and select body 1, which is the actual part model. It's trying to, by default, take everything in here as the model. Okay, so we're going to then go to stock, and at this point our stock is the blank we had. So you can just say, you can say relative size box, but then we're going to put 0 on all our sides. Okay, now we're going to set our origin. So we go to setup, which we're going to use. We're going to set our orientation. So X and Z axis. So our Z axis really isn't going to change for this, but it's here. Pick front edge for X. You might have to flip it depending on how you selected that. It should look like this, with Y this way, Z normal to the slot, and X horizontal to the vise. And then we're going to use it doesn't matter because the stock and model are the same, but out of habit, I would go to model box point, and then we're going to select the bottom left corner, how we assembled it. And that puts our origin on top of the parallels. And again, you have to set your tools on top of a 1, 2, 3 block, and then shift them down 1 inch for the 1, 2, 3 block, and then you'll never have to set your tools for any of these other operations. You can just keep going if you use this scheme for your origin. If you put it on the top of the part, it's going to be constantly changing. You're going to be adjusting the machine for every operation. Okay, we're going to go to post-process. We're going to call this 1011. Okay, so that's the last 3 digits of our part number, the first operation. We're going to call this op 1. If you wanted to put more there, you could say, you know, something like slot. This will show up in the program notes. Okay, we're going to use work offset 1. We'll hit OK. We're going to rename this. Click twice slowly. Op 1.